Hi guys, and welcome to episode number 50 of the Honestly Being Beck Moss podcast. This is my third sweat for the day, so it's okay for it to be a bit of a cheat sweat. This morning I got up and did the 6am till 7am boxing class we had a few extra people in the class, which was awesome. We had Luke, and we had Steve, and we had Kurt, and who else did we have? We had Jai, me, Steve, Kurt, and Matt joined in as well. Yeah, it was a good class. It was awesome. So we got my first sweat on for the day at 6 till 7. And then we had McDonald's for breakfast. So Cub loves hotcakes for breakfast. Really nutritious breakfast. All of the nutrients and all of the organic substances that he needs in his diet. Not. But he likes hotcakes. So I like chai lattes. Matt had a cappuccino. It was nice. Do you know what though? They don't do hot cross buns at McDonald's anymore because it's not Easter anymore. But they've still got them on their sign. But oh well. I was hanging for a chocolate hot cross bun, but it wasn't to be. Anyway, so that was breakfast this morning. And then came back to the gym. Did a couple PTs, went for a run with Rachel, that was great. And then did a PT with Angie, which was awesome. Angie has been doing a great job lately. I just want to say how proud I am of her. She's managed to lose over 4 kilos in the last 3 weeks, and it's really just by being on top of her eating game. She's always been on top of her fitness game. She's always tried to burn calories. She's always tried to make sure that she's active and moving. But she's also always been a bit emotional eating, not really ever been able to get a good hold on being able to control what she's putting in her mouth. And she's downloaded a couple of apps, and she's using her fitness watch, and we're calculating her calorie deficit every day. And because she's seeing results and progress, then she's continuing on. And it makes that I do 4 PTs with this lady. She's 61 years old. I do 4 PTs with her a week, and she comes to a couple of classes a night most of the time. So instead of doing high intensity sessions with her every time, we've started going for a 4-kilometre walk for our 45-minute PT for one of the sessions that we do. And it's a great way for us to get to know each other a little bit better, working on our relationship and finding out more about each other and finding out more about how we enjoy boxing and what parts of boxing we like. But also, it's actually been a better way for her to burn calories than what it has doing high intensity stuff at the gym. So we get some sunshine, we get some vitamin D, we get some good lung capacity increases by breathing really hard when we're walking. And we're also thinking about, I've been seeing this guy knees over toes guy on Instagram, and both Angie and I have got knee problems. My right knee is not as bad as my left knee. I have both of my knees reconstructed. You can see the scars. There's a scar on the inside of this one as well. Scar all the way down here. And then on this one, I've got scar all the way down here and the arthroscopy little holes. So I've had both my knees reconstructed. This one when I was 14, this one when I was 24. And that was 20 years ago now, just over 20 years ago now. So this one was 30 years ago. So Angie has had both of her knees replaced. She had them both replaced at the same time. So which means jumping up and down and lots of impact is not something that she can do. Running on anything other than really nice soft grass is something that she can't do either. But I'll tell you what she can do. The old lady can box. She really can. She's going to Masters next weekend, the Australian Masters Games in Perth, and hopefully we can get her a match against someone who's in a similar weight division, in a similar age, and we can work on getting a real bout as opposed to it being an exhibition. Now, if you're not aware, in amateur boxing, some fights are proper bouts and some fights are exhibition bouts. When you have an exhibition bout, it's usually because you have 2 fighters who are at very different experience levels. You don't usually have too many exhibition fights where the weight difference is huge, but that can sometimes be a factor in why it's an exhibition as opposed to a proper bout. And what happens in an exhibition is it just means that the most experienced fighter is not allowed to go as hard as they possibly can against the least experienced fighter. The idea about exhibition is that you're exhibiting your skills and displaying the skills that you've got and showing the spectators what boxing is about when there's not a result. So in an exhibition bout, the referee is still doing their job completely, but the judges don't need to be involved. So there's no result. So there's no judges watching to say who won the first round, who won the second round, who won the third round. At the end of the last round, both opponents get their hand raised, and it's an exhibition. So it goes into your little blue book, and your Boxing Australia amateur boxing book goes in as an exhibition, so no result. But if it's not an exhibition fight, it means that Angie will get a chance to get a win on the board. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I'm going over to Perth to coach her, and I'm also registered myself, so hopefully I get a fight too. So it'll be a really good way to get me back in the ring. It's been 12 months since my last fight. It was 12 months yesterday, and I tell you what, it actually feels a hell of a lot longer than that ago. I could say it feels like it's almost 5 years ago with how long that time sort of seemed to be from now to then. I mean, there's been things that have happened. Cody's fight, and that was 2 years ago, and that actually seems more recent than my fight in Wollongong. So it's funny how the mind plays tricks on you when it comes to thinking about the past and thinking about memories and how they get triggered and how far away they feel like they were. So yeah, off to Perth next weekend to be able to corner and coach Angie, and also hopefully get a bout myself, which will be awesome. So what I've been doing in the meantime is I'm working on trying to strengthen my left knee. As I said, my right knee's not as bad. I can get almost full flexion and almost full extension. But in this knee, the most I can flex is to about here. It won't bend any more than that. And the most that I can extend is here. And it won't straighten up any more than that. So what I've been doing while I've been sitting in the sauna, not just sweating and getting my sweat on as a cheat sweat, but working on rehabilitating my knee at the same time. So what I do is I pull my heel towards this side of the sauna and try to decrease the space in between, this angle in between my thigh and my calf muscle. So I pull and then I straighten, and then I try to increase the space between my hip and my heel. So really pushing my heel out, really trying to push my knee down, and then bending again as far as I can. It's flexing and then extending and straightening out. And I've been doing this in the sauna every time I've been in the sauna for a few weeks now. 5 second hold and a 5 second hold. 5 second hold. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this episode number 50, is called Being a Bit Lopsided. So if you find that you've got an injury that's holding you back a little bit, something that's making you not be able to do the proper form in your exercises that you would normally do, and the other leg is good, then what you might find happens is that you compensate and you get a bit lopsided, and you let your good leg do a lot more work, and you let your bad leg be a little bit lazy and not work so hard. I've decided I'm going to switch them over. I'm going to let my right leg rest a little bit, and I'm going to make my left leg work as hard as I can to see if I can get some definition that's similar. So if you have a look at my right leg, when I tense it up, I can see definition all the way through my quad, through it around here. My hamstring looks nice and defined. You can see how straight I can extend that leg. Now my goal is to get this one the same. So I'm getting there. I'm getting a little bit of this teardrop muscle here. My quad is starting to expand a little bit. My biggest problem in this leg is my hamstring. So I have very limited strength in my hamstring on this side. So quads, hamstrings and glutes is what I'm going to work on, and I'm going to do it a little bit lopsided. I'm going to work on my left side only and leave my right side alone for a little bit, and let this rest and stretch and not be so compressed and working so hard all the time. And I'm going to work the shit out of my left leg. See, as the days go, if I can get the definition to be a little bit more symmetrical. So right now, this is not tensed. This is both tensed. not tensed. And both tensed. So that's my plans for the next couple of weeks, is work on getting this leg as strong as I can. Obviously, I'm not going to work it to exhaustion because that's how I'll cause myself getting another knee injury. All right, guys, that's it for episode number 50 of the Honestly Being Beck Moss podcast. Didn't know if I'd get to 50 episodes. Had a few, forks in the road along the way. So there's been a couple of times since I've been doing this podcast that I've dropped it and come back to it. So let's see how long I can go with it this time. All right, guys, have a great day.